Wednesday, February 18, 2026 on The Young and the Restless. The day opens with tension already hanging thick in the air, the kind you can almost feel pressing down on Genoa City before the sun has fully risen. At an outdoor cafe, Victoria Newman sits rigid in her chair, eyes locked on her phone, fingers flying across the screen with sharp, angry precision. Nate Hastings watches her carefully from across the table. Whatever she's typing, it's not casual. When he asks, she doesn't dodge the truth. These aren't friendly emails, they're strategic, calculated. Victoria and her family are preparing a full-scale attack on Billy Abbott and Phyllis Summers. Victoria exhales and admits that she woke up even angrier than the day before. The betrayal still burns. The audacity of Billy's move still echoes in her chest. But there's a line she refuses to cross. No matter how furious she is, she will not turn her children against their father. Still, she knows what's coming will be brutal, ugly, and because of that she's made a painful decision. Johnny and Katie are going back to boarding school. Nate's expression tightens. He warns her gently that this could explode in her face. Is she really protecting the kids, or is she punishing Billy by keeping them away? The question lands hard. Victoria bristles. Just last week she'd considered cutting Billy off from the kids entirely, but she insists that she would never use her children as weapons. She simply doesn't want them exposed to the hostilities that are about to erupt. Nate learns the truth behind her steely resolve. Johnny and Katie didn't want to go. They resisted. But Victoria is convinced this sacrifice is for their own good. Realizing how raw she is, Nate softens. He apologizes if he pushed too far. Victoria admits quietly that she might not be thinking clearly. When he asks what exactly this full-scale attack involves, she doesn't give details, not yet. Across town, Billy Abbott strides into Chancellor Industries with a smug grin, soaking it all in. "Home sweet home," he announces. "Back where I belong." The moment doesn't last. Jack Abbott walks in and instantly bursts that bubble. The brothers clash almost immediately, their words sharp and layered with years of history. Jack doesn't hide his concern or his judgment, especially when Nikki Newman's name comes up. Billy bristles when Jack brings up Victoria, the kids, and Sally. Jack cuts straight to the point, asking if Billy has lost the woman he loves. Billy dances around the truth, but eventually admits it. Yes, he lost Sally because of this. Jack doesn't sugarcoat it. His brother's obsession-driven crusades never end. Well, Billy fires back, accusing Jack of being bitter because he's the Abbott who finally beat Victor Newman at his own game. Then Nikki arrives. She doesn't waste a second. Nikki lays into Billy, furious that he stole her family's life work. She makes sure Jack isn't there to congratulate him. Billy pokes at the financials he's reviewed, but Nikki shuts him down fast, warning him not to run Chancellor into the ground. Billy insists Victor got what he deserved and adds, almost as an afterthought, that he's sorry Nikki was hurt in the process. It's not enough, not even close. Nikki tells him not to get too comfortable. When Billy finally leaves, Jack apologizes to Nikki, ashamed that an Abbott is responsible for this devastation. He fears what's coming for his brother. Nikki's resolve hardens. The Newmans will take back what's theirs, and anyone who stands in their way will face the consequences. At Society, the mood is entirely different, until it isn't. Audra Charles is stunned when Sally Spector reveals the truth. Sally called Jill Abbott, explained that Billy reclaimed Chancellor and got her blessing to promote Audra to co-CEO. Audra can barely process it. Sally shrugs it off, telling her she just wants her friend to prove her right. Then she drops another bomb. They now control Newman Media's assets. But beneath Sally's confident exterior, there's heartbreak. She admits Billy tried to pacify her with a company as if success could replace trust. It didn't work. She moved out this morning. Audra is floored all over again. Sally explains that Billy couldn't put them first, and so she had to let go. As they down their bubbly, Sally apologizes for disappearing while she teamed up with Billy. They toast to being two single boss ladies and decide the next step forward, a fresh start. A new name, Sally suggests Spectre Charles Media. Audra's eyes shine. This is a dream. They're preparing to leave when Billy walks in. Audra doesn't hesitate. She tells him flat out that losing Sally is his loss. Billy turns to Sally raw and desperate, saying he'd do anything to make her stay. Sally looks at him steadily and asks one devastating question. Anything? Billy says nothing. Sally nods, pain flashing across her face. That's what I thought. She chose him. He chose Chancellor. Across town at Crimson Lights, Sharon's instincts kick in the moment she sits down with Nick. He fumbles, trying to hide something, and she catches it instantly. When she asks what he stuffed into his pocket, Nick pulls out his empty pain pill bottle. I'm out, he admits. Sharon frowns. She just picked up his prescription days ago. She chalks it up to stress, worrying about Newman Enterprises must be making his pain worse. Noah joins them and shares hopeful news. He's invited Sienna back to Genoa City and she's considering it. Nick tries to keep up but winces repeatedly. When Philly's name comes up, he snaps, drawing stunned looks from both Sharon and Noah. After Sharon steps away, Noah presses his father. Why is he still in so much pain? Nick lies easily, saying he left his pills at home and probably left the hospital too soon. Sharma returns just in time to see him flinch his way out the door. Neither of them are convinced. Something is wrong. Outside society, Sally and Audra run into Jack. He offers Sally a sincere apology before heading inside to meet Billy. Inside, Billy's on a tense phone call about the kids. When he hangs up, his anger is palpable. Victoria has fired a warning shot, and in Billy's mind, she's gone too far. Back at the cafe, Victoria tells Nate she won't reveal the details of the attack. Victor wants to force Kane into aligning with them, but Victoria has her own plan, one that hits much closer to home for Phyllis. At Crimson Lights, Sharon and Noah sit in uneasy silence. Nick's pain has lasted too long. Sharon feels it in her gut. There's something else going on. Something Nick doesn't want them to know. And in a dark alley, that secret comes into horrifying focus. Nick pulls out a small baggie of fentanyl, staring at it as if it's both salvation and damnation. He takes out one pill, then looks at his empty prescription bottle. His voice is low, defeated, and trembling. No more refills. The night closes in around him as the danger becomes undeniable, and the stakes have never been higher.